Hey, Low Riders, it's me, Lois, and I'm here to talk about a controversial topic. Dr. Chanita asking us to pray for Martell Holt. I didn't see anything wrong with that. She might have been a little aggressive in the way she said it, but one of the things a lot of people miss is the fact that said, let's be real clear, I'm Team Mel all day. Bottom line is that praying for your enemy or praying for someone that is doing harm or could possibly do harm to another human being, there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm getting in a lot of the stories I've listened to is people just saying no and then a bunch of cursing and so forth and so on, and talking about all the bad things that Martell has done to Melody. We all know these things. These things are self-evident. These things are true. Martell did each and everything that y'all said that Martell did. But that does not mean that that man does not need prayer. And first of all, I want to shout out Color Me Entertained for eloquently explaining the purpose of a prayer and then beautifully saying a prayer that is for the healing of Martell. I want to thank you for doing that, sister. And I just wanted to give my 2 cents about it. And you people can feel how you feel about it. Low riders, I love you to death. But I'm coming from a place of love. Always coming from a place of love. And sometimes people don't understand the purpose of a prayer. And when they don't understand the purpose of a prayer, then they get angry or they want to curse everybody out for thinking that somebody should be prayed for when they're doing all this havoc and wrecking havoc and everything else that's going on around in the world, the country, or on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, according to some of my research that I've done in the last couple of days, the purpose of the prayer for Martell is for his transformation. His abusive behavior stemming from narcissism and seeking his healing from the behaviors of a changed heart. We want him to have a changed heart. We want him to, first of all, acknowledge that all these things are going on with him or within him. He has to do all that work. But prayer can and will work if people are sincere in praying for his healing and his betterment and his cohesiveness with his family, because that is his family. No matter what you say, that is his family. Now, if for whatever reason this man cannot get it together, then okay, then prayers shouldn't stop. It's just that whatever punishment is deemed out there for him will happen to him. We are not the ones that are going to deem that possible. I hear a lot of people on here praying for people's downfall, for their businesses not to be successful, for TikToks not to be successful, which has absolutely nothing to do with prayer. That is just your emotions talking at this juncture saying, well, I don't want her to be successful if she's going to be more successful than Melody. Melody is already successful. Melody was successful out the gate, period. We watched her go from the bottom to the top again, and she is at the top again. We're always going to continue to pray for Melody and a 4-piece chicken nuggets, okay? That's automatic, systematic. We're going to automatically do that. But the prayer for Martell is for his transformation, for him to break the cycles and to break away from his toxic friends, because that needs to happen. So he needs to reflect on his actions and machinations towards Melody, Shari, and also against Ariane. Okay, and I know y'all don't want to hear that, but when a person displays abusive behavior towards one person, let's or best believe he's doing it with someone else. Okay, the reason he possibly didn't do that with Shari is because Shari is a different entity altogether, and she would have shut that shit down right away. When this was supposed to be a business deal, he didn't want to mess up the business deal, okay, because that wasn't a real relationship, and we know that. But he was in a real relationship with Melody Shari, and I'm not sure if he is in a relationship with Ariane Curry now or not. But the bottom line is we need to pray for him to get better and be better. Okay, so he needs to take accountability and redemption, which means he needs self-awareness, um, by acknowledging all of the pain that he has caused to anyone that he has abused. And a lot of times it's a possibility that he's not aware of what he's doing because these things have never been discussed with him before, or the way they have been discussed is just stop, you need to stop, you need to stop. There has never been a real conversation. Okay, and he needs to take responsibility and seek redemption, both spiritually and behaviorally. Yes, I'm reading from my notes, guys. So when you see me put my head down, it's because I'm reading from my notes that I wrote down based on the research that I did within the last week and a half in regards to this praying and listening to everybody on the internet. He also has to break the cycle, because let's be real clear. At some point in Martell Holt's life, he was abused. Okay, we don't know who abused him, but he was abused. He's also probably feeling the fact that his mother and dad were not there for him. And that is a form of abuse, that and abandonment that he's feeling. So he takes those feelings out on everyone else. You know what I'm saying? So first, the cycle has to be broken. So we need to pray for the cycle of his behaviors to be broken. Okay? And prayer can help him develop empathy, self-control, and a healthy way of relating to others. Okay? And I also think it'll help him break away from toxic friends, because I swear to God, these people on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Destafoni, Letitia, Martell, Kimmy, or Maurice, or their brother, the Scott's brother, do not mean Martell Holt any good when they sit there and cover his behavior and say he's a good guy. I think Marcel was the only one that said, once he found out about the revenge porn, alleged and in my opinion was some actual and factual, is that he does not respect him as a man. He does not respect him anymore. He never had respect for him. Let's be real clear of that. It was I think it was a thing of using him, but Martell not being an eloquent speaker or the type that can tell you how he feels without stumbling over his words. Like Melody can tell you how she feels, clear and concise. Martell does not know how to do that. So he acts out. These are the behaviors that he displays when he's being taken advantage of. So anybody that he feels is taking advantage of him, like he feels Melody Shari is taking advantage of him, I don't know why, how, or what. But the fact that he has these toxic friends around him cheering him on and saying everything is Melody Shari's fault, that cycle needs to be broken. And that's what we need to be praying for. We need to be praying for the fact that he is around people who are basically just yes men, saying, okay, yeah, you're right, because she did this and she did that. And they know full well, because they seen it. They seen it with their own eyes. Shout out to Moses. They seen it with their own eyes, the behaviors and machinations of Martell Holt. But they still chose to stand by him because they did not like Melody Shari and the success she has and the love that she was receiving from all of us. Okay, so he does need to break away from his toxic friends and relationships, including Ariane Curry. He really needs to get away from her, because she is probably the catalyst, alleged, and in my opinion, that started all this nonsense and this Melody Shari hate, because she was allowed to just run the fuck amok, excuse me for cursing when I'm talking about prayer, but she was allowed to run amok and spew all this hatred and vitriol against the woman who thought she was secure and safe in her marriage with Martell. And then this young whippersnapper come out here talking all this nonsense about her, and the information she was putting out on the internet could have only come from one person. And that's why he needs to get away from toxic people, period. Okay, he needs to seek guidance from either a therapist. Yes, you may need a therapist, Martell, but especially the church. You need to talk to someone, mano a mano, or mano a womano, and actually listen to the words that are coming out of their mouth. And then we need to see you taking the accountability and saying, yes, 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 I did those things. I don't know why I did them, or I did them because you have to acknowledge the things that you're doing. And once you acknowledge them, then you have to understand why you're doing them. And once you understand them, then you can change those behaviors. You're not going to be able to do any of those things until you have a sit down with somebody who can actually help you think differently. And it's not going to be Kimmy, Maurice, Marceau, Letitia, the Scott brothers, or definitely not Destiny. Because we know Destiny is phony as fuck, okay? And it's not going to be Stormy either, all right? You need people in your life that are going to hold you accountable for your behaviors and pray with you and pray for you. You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of people that you need in your life. You don't need people praying to see Melody's downfall and to see you come up, because that's not the way prayer works, and that's not how it happens, okay? And again, like I said, shout out to Color Me Entertain for the eloquent prayer and explanation of how prayer should be done. Okay? And then you need to tell your mama the truth, the entire damn truth, okay? Because you've been lying to your mama for eons, okay? You need to tell her the truth. Yes, mama, I was the one that fucked up everything, and this is what I did. And then let her have a conversation with you. And if your mama is still talking about, you my boy, I'm going to look out for you because you ain't nothing wrong with you, then you might need to think about cutting your mama off for a minute until you get healed. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that we want to pray for, or we should be praying for. We don't want people to have Martell's back so he can do more evil and wreak havoc on Melody, Shari, and the 4-piece chicken nuggets. We want to pray for his healing so that he can change his behaviors and his machinations, not only against Melody and Arion, but anyone else who he has disrespected verbally, possibly physically, alleged, in my opinion. Okay? And then, most of all, after all these things achieved, Martell needs to sincerely and humbly again apologize to Melody, Shari, Rogers, and the 4-piece chicken nuggets, Mama Van, and anyone else that got caught in the crossfires of his narcissism, his abuse, alleged, and in my opinion, with some actual and factual, and anything else that he has done. And until all those things are achieved, Martell is not going to heal. But not praying for him or saying I'm not going to pray for him, that is definitely your choice. I can't tell you who and how to pray for. But the bottom line is to come on the internet and cuss people out because they say pray for them, or then you say you're wishing for someone's downfall through prayer. That is not how prayer works. And I'm not in allegiance or alliance with that type of thinking at all. Okay? And the people that understand where I'm coming from, because we hear it all the time on the internet, folks over there in a losers chat always using God for evil. God's not going to answer those type of prayers. He doesn't answer prayers where you're looking for the downfall of another human being. He's not going to answer those prayers. Those are not the prayers that's going to be answered. And when you pray, you need to be sincere and concise in what you are asking for. And that is it, and that is all. And he also has to show a sincerity in changed behaviors. Okay, not just say I'm sorry, humbly say I'm sorry. He needs to be doing that and showing changed behaviors. Okay? An apology doesn't need to come until after the behavior is changed, because you could still have changed behavior and not apologize, or apologize and then revert back, is what I was trying to say. But the changed behavior needs to come first, and it needs to come with him wanting to do the work. He has to put in the work. He has to put in the work. Martell Holt has to put in the work with the changed behavior. And once all these things formulate for Martell, he can possibly be a better human being to the world at large and to his family. But he definitely owes Melody, Shari, Rogers, and the 4-piece chicken nuggets a big and sincere, humble apology for all his machinations and lies and everything, and innuendo, alleged, in my opinion, with some actual and factual. And low riders, that's all I have to say today on this video. I just wanted to put my 2 cents out there, but I wanted to be careful how I put it out there, because I didn't want to be disrespectful to anyone else's opinion. I didn't want to be disrespectful to anyone that believes in the power of prayer. I just wanted to state how I feel about the power of prayer and praying for someone, even if it is your enemy or even if it's someone that is wreaking havoc on the world at large. We still have to pray for our enemies, okay? And you actually don't have to do anything. We still should pray for our enemies. Thank you so much for listening to me. Please get down in these comments. Tell me what you think about this video. And I also want to let you guys know that tomorrow, Zatima is coming back on. So if you people are not familiar with Zatima, that's the Tyler Perry series, or Jump Off from Sisters. Okay, and DeVal Ellis was the breakout star from Sisters. Imagine that, a boy being a breakout star of a girl series. Look at that. So I will be reviewing Zatima, me and Michael. And then on the 18th of October, Sisters comes back on, and I will be reviewing that as well. So I'm looking forward to that. Yay. I'm looking forward to the Real Housewives of Potomac coming back on. I do miss Candace, but we need her to be safe and healthy while she's having that baby. And I hope it's a baby boy. So y'all, get down in these comments. Talk to me. Tell me what you think. You know I love each and every one of you immensely. Wakanda forever. Mwah. Peace.